up, everybody? I'm Sal Klein. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin.
We're in the,
Let's get it, y'all.
we're in the purple there, Reg, huh? Got a little
Yeah, man.
looking
Purple's
like
my color, bro.
looking
Like
like
purple
black,
used to be my favorite color growing up. What'd
looking
you
like
say? Oh, you had a
looking
joke. What'd
like
you say?
Black Grimace.
That's funny. Hey, dude, don't talk bad about my purple. Purple is the color of royalty, bro. My name is Reginald. Purple, like straight up, purple was my favorite color growing up. I love purple.
Purple was like a gay thing. Like that's why the purple Teletubby. They said he was gay.
I don't know anything about Teletubbies. I didn't watch those. I think they said watching the Teletubbies was gay. I
Hey
think that's
now,
hey now.
there was an
So,
old bit I had about it, but yeah, dude, that was the rumor.
dude,
But I didn't know. I didn't know.
okay. Well, look, hey, dude, you can't. That purple look good on your
I
boy,
have
though.
purple behind me. I have Kobe Bryant in purple and Nipsey Hussle in light blue.
And like blue, I was gonna say Kobe is purple.
Yeah.
So, and
No,
this
that
was
works out.
coincidence,
It
right?
all works
But yo,
out.
you gotta admit, man, that purple look good on your boy.
Now
Like,
you look all right, dude. You look all right. I got you. I
and
got
hold on though, and I've been working out.
Hey,
I've been
what can
getting
you
it going.
wear? You wear XLT or
I
double
wear
X? Double X?
double X.
I might have a shirt for you because my boy, I had my shirt Steve's and he gave me a couple shirts and I wear like an XL, but then he also gave me a double X. I'm like, I can't wear it, but I'll send it up to you. And it was like an orange shirt, which would look good on you. We were just talking about this on the complexion and stuff.
Yes.
I'll send it to you. And yeah, it's just funny. His brother has turned his garage into a bar. And
Okay.
so there's a little TV, so you can go there and watch sports and have a drink and just hang out. And
Wow.
it's dope. But they call it Steve's, and his name ain't Steve or anything. They just do that. He even made t-shirts. So this guy brings them in. Yeah,
That's funny. That's
yeah, it's
smart.
funny.
Wait,
But it
does
was
he?
the one time I was over there, it was a really good time. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like I would totally do it. You know what I mean? But the
Well, let
guy's
me ask
married
you.
with kids and stuff, you know what I mean? So it's his little man cave.
All right, let me ask you this. Is if you create a bar in your garage and
Mhm.
it's on private property, do you have to have a liquor license? Like if
Oh
you're
no.
serving,
It's just your home. You could
it's
just
just your home. But
like
is
put
he
a boat in
selling
your
this?
basement.
Is he selling this liquor or is he
It's
just
selling it. You just get making drinks for you.
oh okay. Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
just it's it's yeah, no, dude, it ain't that pro. He ain't going down and get a fucking license and shit.
Well, but he calls it something different. His name ain't Steve and it's called Steve's and he made shirts. It
Right,
gives the
they're trying to
impression
you
that
sure
he's
you
the
don't have
sole
to put them on
proprietor.
blast, start trying to call the IRS and shit on them.
They're
All
like, yeah, we're gonna need our share of this, ATF, right?
right. So
Uh,
check this out, man. New Peacemaker trailer just dropped. And my man
ooh.
Tim Meadows is in the trailer and he's funny as fuck.
All right, let's see.
All right, let me
Peacemaker. Shout out to Peacemaker. Funny show. Good show.
all right. Look at Tim, man. This is funny as fuck.
Mexicali, you scan for any anomalies throughout that house. Pony boy, don't let him out of your sight. Titties, I want you to take the front door. Encino man, you take the back door. Got it?
Yeah, but not the fucking names, dude. You can't just call us that.
Where do you think we are? Fucking Berkeley?
Dude, you even like hear him swear in the trailer. Funny as hell, dude.
Oh no, though. I love that he was calling them those names.
I
Like for
know.
us, I feel like those are their nicknames, right? I mean, that's their code names.
He just called him names.
He just called them names, and the
Yeah, the
best
first one
part
was
is,
Mexicali. I talked over him. I goes, Mexicali, Pony Boy, titties.
and she's like,
What
that's when I knew.
do
I
you
was like,
call
oh,
the
this is
last
bogus.
guy? What do you call the last guy?
Encino Man.
Encino Man. Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta
nah.
one
Shout
more
out to Tim
time.
Meadows, bro.
Oh, that was funny as
All right, hold up real quick. Let me do this before I forget. So right here, right? Shout out to Prince Ali. That was one of his first. It wasn't the release. This was the release before the album.
Reggie. You can't put a CD there. It's got to be a record, bro. It looks so small. It looks like a goddamn
I
thumbnail.
know. I'm trying to keep it low key. I'm trying to keep
It's
it low
low
key.
as fuck, key. That's so low you can't see it.
I know that's how, and it's good because that ain't for everybody. Only
And
certain
then
people are
I
gonna
think he was
recognize
going
it.
to give us a new intro. 100. This is a 160th episode. No appearance. And come on, what, can we get a song maybe? Let's
Nah,
get
I figured
interview,
out I'm gonna
dude.
mix it up. I'm gonna put different things there because I got something that I want to give that I'm gonna put eventually. That's gonna be a shout out to my man Matt Morales, and then another piece that I'm gonna put up is gonna be a shout out to my man Greg Edwards, and these are art related. So I figured I'd mix it up. But yeah, so that's a shout out to Prince
To like
Ali.
your shout out to your living room. All right.
That's called Corner Ensemble.
Mexicali, you scan for any anomalies throughout that house. Pony boy, don't let him out of your sight. Titties, I want you to take the front door. Encino man, you take the back door. Got it?
Yeah, but not the fucking names, dude. You can't just call us that.
Where do you think we are? Fucking Berkeley?
Oh man, dude. I love how he says titties too. Titties. He's like so serious.
Well, the best part was if we're analyzing this just off of that, the best part was the not the best part, but one of the thing that set it up was Mexicali, you got the front door, and he's like this, right? Which
Yeah, he's
confirms that
funny.
these nicknames are or these code names are legit, right? Pony Boy, you get the back door. Don't take your eyes off of him or whatever. And then and they cut away from him quickly before he can agree. And then he goes, titties, you got this. And she's just like, and he goes, Encino man. He's like, all right, dude. But not these, he calls these fucking names.
Yeah, I
Oh,
texted him right after I saw it. I said, dude, you're hilarious in that trailer. And I said, Pony Boy titties and Cito man.
yeah, exactly. That's funny. That's pretty good. That's good writing right there. Shout out to the writers.
Oh yeah, James Gunn, man. He does like good shit. He does good stuff. Um, okay, so I had something else I was gonna share. Oh, you can talk about the new Pope. Yeah, we got an American Pope now.
Yes,
People have
first one in
already
history.
made all their
So,
jokes. The
well, hold up. Before we
Chicago
get deep
Pope.
into it,
I did the American
we were
Pope.
on the verge of having uh the first black pope since
Oh
friggin'
yeah.
AD,
Oh, that
right?
shit got
Since
scrubbed. That's right. I forgot
right.
about that.
So it was going to either be the first black pope in modern history, or they were like, I don't know if the world's ready for a black pope yet, and they go, and some guy in the back goes, well, I'm from America. Boom. All right, got it. You the first American pope. Let's do it from Chicago. Let's go from Illinois.
I mean, now to be fair, it wasn't. I think the black popes were basically they're from Africa. They're African popes,
Hmm.
okay. And this American pope, they're saying the reason they really liked him, he spent his last 20 years. He's been in Peru,
I
so
know.
he spent so much of his life in Peru, and they think that's part of the why they like him because the last guy was from South America. So
Well, and yeah,
yeah,
and they're saying that because of his access of working with indigenous people and
yeah.
working with
He seems
marginalized people with poor people, and he chose. I mean, his name is Robert Prevost, Prevost,
yeah.
Prevost.
But he's going
I've
by
heard it.
Leo, baby.
Yeah, so he went with Leo, and they say that Leo was a pope of social justice. So, um, and I heard going into the conclave, there's three fractions. There's the liberal, there's the centrist, and then there's the conservative. The fear was is that the liberals wanted to go further to the left because of Pope Francis, right? And then the conservatives wanted to go further to the right because they're conservative, and with the time, and then the centrists are kind of in between. And they said, based on what's happening in the world right now, especially with our current POTUS, and even the trends in Europe with some of the conservative parties, going super right, super hard to the right. I think they did the right thing by choosing a pope that was not conservative. Because if we're politically kind of shifting to the right, even to the extreme right, the last thing we need is the guy who's above 1.9 billion people, right? Catholics kind of touting the ideas of the conservative. Dude, it would get even worse. So
Yeah, I feel
shout out
like
to the conclave.
religion, they have to evolve. Like, you can't still be hung up on gays and getting married and stuff like that. It's like you got
Yeah,
to
it's
evolve
like, yeah.
because otherwise you die, especially with like religion. Um, it's basketball season, Reg. Cavs are down 2 games. Unbelievable. The game is tonight. I'm going to be watching it all stressed. Unbelievable. Like I messaged just everybody WTF as that game winner that Halliburton hit, and it was crazy.
Wow.
Couple things. I should have pulled this up.
Okay, go ahead. I want to go back to that Halliburton thing too,
Well, you see
because
Halliburton celebration? He did this
yeah, got
with the balls. You know what that's from, right? And it's so funny that I was just talking about this with Joseph Anelin that week. And that's from Major League Two. And Joseph Annelin's slightly younger than me, so he was like Major League Two. I'm not a big fan. It's definitely it's PG. It's not R like the first one. It's not
yeah.
that great, but there's this Asian guy, which, okay, Joseph growing up half Asian or whatever. I was like, okay, this is a big character, and he was funny. The guy is funny in the movie, but him and Serrano have this thing about having balls, and they're doing that. So that's what it's from. And that was their celebration. Like after
Oh, okay.
Serrano hit a home run, he'd
Okay.
like hold his giant balls. And that's what
Yeah.
Halliburton did to us after that game went. But it was like everything that could go wrong went fucking wrong in the last minute of that game.
Oh, absolutely. But hold up though. Hold up though. There was a point earlier in the game where the fans staying true to
Said
fandom.
overrated, yeah.
Yes, they started yelling, "Oh!" But Halliburton's at the free throw line, shooting free throws, and the whole arena is yelling, "Overrated,
You see what Donovan Mitchell
overrated."
was doing?
But Donovan Mitchell, being a class act, I give him a lot of props. He was like, "Yo, chill,
Yeah, chill that
right?
shit. Don't say that
Chill,
shit.
right? Like don't poke the bear, bro.
Yeah.
Right? If you poke you mess with the bull, you get bulls, you get the horns, bro.
And
So
I'm gonna
don't
say
poke the
this
bear.
now. The bull didn't give us the horns. We fell on the goddamn horn like an idiot.
Hey,
Two turnovers.
either way it goes, he had to shoot a free throw, make one, had to miss one, get the rebound, and pull it back out and do a step back. Nothing but the bottom of the net. All I'm saying
And
is,
right before that, too, is what I was going to mention how Struess turned the ball right over to them, just passed it to
yes,
them. And then,
yes.
yeah, then he gets fouled. Doesn't purposely miss that free throw, misses it. Then, yeah, and somehow gets his own rebound, which I
No, no,
fucking
no. He
put it on.
purposely missed it because if he makes it, they're still, remember, they were down three. So if he makes it, they're still down one. The Cavs get the ball, they take it out, then they foul, go to the
No,
free
they
throw
were
line.
down. They're only
They-
down one.
no, they
They
were
were
down
down
because
two.
they won 120 to 119. Oh, so they were down two.
Yeah, they
That's
were
what it
down
was.
two. And but
No,
whatever.
they were down. No, no, no. Because he was
Because
down.
there's still time for them to foul and play that game still, I believe.
Yeah, so it would have turned into a thing. I thought he missed it on purpose, to be honest with you.
All I know is that shit, I couldn't believe what my eyes. We were winning that whole game. And yo, man, 3 major guys out. They gotta get fucking one, a couple of them gotta be in there. Mobley, especially. We need you in there. The Hunter, we need your threes. It's ugly. But the Celtics going through the exact same thing, which is cool to see. And the Knicks,
Dude,
now they gotta go back to New York down 0-2.
hey man, I mean, if the Knicks don't have a letdown at home, if they come out that first game
Knicks losing.
and
They're losing. I still think Cavs, Celtics are going to be the Eastern Conference Finals. You heard it here first.
man, look, I'm just gonna tell you right now, with the
This is
Cavs,
why we're up. We're probably going to lose tonight, but no, we're going to win. We're going to win tonight.
dude, you guys are
And we play
you
Sunday.
lost both games at home. You're suffering from injuries. Guys are still to be determined, right? And if they come back soon, if they come back early before they're fully healthy, then they can do more harm than good because you're expecting something from them that they can't give, and the
Can't
other
do
team's going to
harm if they're
exploit
not
that.
there.
Well, yeah, and if they're not playing at all, then
Shit, man. There's going to be 2 games since before this airs. We air on Monday. There's a game tonight and there's a game on Sunday. So again, this series could be over. This series could be tied.
okay, so we need to make our predictions now.
Fuck.
All right, what you got? I already know what you got. You're a Cleveland
I
fan.
gotta
You
go
gotta
2-2,
go.
man. I gotta go 2-2. It's my only hope.
Okay, and so what I'm going to tell you is this: Sal's going 2-2 for the Cleveland Cavaliers and the
We're
Indiana
gonna win the
Pacers
next
series.
two in Indiana.
And I'm going to say this: the Cavs, who had the best record in the league, um, are injury plagued. Guys are not playing, and they just dropped 2 games at home in the second round of the NBA finals, or not finals, but playoffs. And now they're going to Indiana, which is traditionally hard to play in, right? Indiana feels confident. They feel good. They know they can beat this team, and the team is undermanned. I think at best, this series, at best, it goes 4-1. Cleveland may pick up one in
Damn,
Indiana.
Reg, you're already cutting us out.
I'm just saying it may go 4-1, but
So
and
we're
that's
so you
that's
think it's gonna be 3-1 at the end of this weekend?
yeah, I'm saying that I'm gonna give Cleveland the benefit of the doubt because they did have this game and they messed up in the last minute. So I do believe they're capable of winning, but I think if Indiana with Rick Carlisle, who won a championship in Dallas, right? Who won a championship in Dallas, who's a
Long
winning
time
coach,
ago.
so he still knows how to win. He knows how to make his. He's gonna have his guys dialed in. It's gonna be on the guys that they have a mental letdown in Game 4,
All right.
right?
What about
So
Boston, New York? I got my prediction on that. I want to say, I mean, this one will be Monday night, but the fourth game, but I'm going to say that one as well. It's going to be 2-2.
okay, so I was going 2-2. I'm gonna go. Man, that's a tough one because the Knicks.
Boston's winning them both in the Garden.
I don't know if they win both of them, but I know the Knicks had to come back from being down 20 in both games. So they have to do some miraculous shit. Like they've gotten behind. So I'm not gonna give them. I'm not gonna give them the benefit of. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll give the Celtics the benefit of the doubt. So I'm gonna say I think it goes back to Boston 3-1.
They are the same for both of them, huh?
3-1. Because I
You
gotta
say,
respect the
so do you think
Celtics.
New York's going to win that series as well?
I think so. I don't think that Indiana or New York being up
Yo,
3-1.
you know how many times these series change? It's only 2 games, baby. But I come from a different time. I come from down 3-1 in the finals against the greatest team ever assembled, and we come out and won it all. So, I don't give up hope so easily. We've been down 2-0 before.
Right. I agree. But this is different. You got injuries.
Yeah,
You
but they're
got
going to come
guys.
back. They're going to be fine. I think they're
You
coming back.
Hey man, look, you got guys who aren't playing, right? Like it's one thing to be
They
like,
better come back tonight. There's no report yet, but we need Mobley back.
hey dude,
You're right. We're fucked if
In
they don't
Indiana
come
at the
back.
field house, in Indiana at the field house with that crowd, with
Yeah,
them guys feeling good,
we
hey
had a
dude,
great crowd. What
yeah,
good did it do us? All right, so this is a funny story. Speaking of the NBA, that Jeff Teague shares about rookie treatment. So Jeff Teague was a guard, I believe, for the Atlanta Hawks.
yeah. Came out of Wake Forest, I think, right?
Yeah.
Always hear these stories. When people first come to the league, they got to go through this stuff as a rookie. And I'm like, NFL, all these different leagues. I'm like, do people really got to go through rookie treatment?
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta do rookie hazing.
Like, what type
It's
of hazing
hazing.
that you have to go through? You ain't got to say nobody names and none of that. I'm just saying, like, what type of stuff did you have to do?
I had to bring the condoms.
Ho,
What
ho,
you
ho.
mean, bring the condom?
I mean, people go on the road, they got
Like,
condoms.
so what you had a little bit, like a pack of condoms?
So you just A City, you just at CVS.
Nah, so
Give me all of them.
the NBA,
Hold up.
you have a sex class in the NBA.
Okay.
So the lady will come, she'll talk to you about all the stuff that go on, and she'll bring a big ass bag of condoms. As a rookie,
Turn it
you
up
gotta
to-
take that big
How
ass
many,
bag.
how many packs is in there?
He's whispering.
400. Yeah.
Damn, fuck, damn.
So
nigga
you was
can't
just a
afford
condom.
that.
For a
You was a
year.
condom hoster.
It's for
But yeah, he had to hold a bag of condoms a year. And then, like, if guys want them, sometimes he'd have to drop them off at the hotel rooms, and then sometimes they would just come by and pick them up from him.
Wow. Wow. That's hey, you know what though? Shout out to the NBA for trying to keep these dudes from from being Sean Kemp, Larry Johnson, uh, Gary Payton. Who else you want to think of? Anybody else?
It's on a list. I forget. It was football players though, but one guy had like 9 baby mamas, 11 babies from 9 different women.
Dude, Sean Kemp had something like 12.
Jesus.
12 from 10 chicks or something. Like he double up on one of them, a couple of them.
And they're all trying to get pregnant
Yeah,
because
exactly. So the NBA and all these dudes, they're when their careers are over, they got no money because they paying out child support to 10 different people.
yeah.
So shout out to the NBA for having a bag of condoms available for these dudes. Now look, you still gotta put it on, right? Like you gotta be there, you gotta do a thing and put it on.
I don't think his job was to do that. I don't think that'd take Hazen to another level. Hey man, don't forget to pinch the tip. Now roll it down my shaft. All right, I'll get out of here, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Shout out. Let's go ahead and give a quick tutorial on putting on a condom.
I
Like
just
Sal
did.
just said, you gotta pinch the tip and then you roll down so that it's airtight. Because
Well,
if
so that's what a place where the semen could go, man.
exactly,
You don't
but it's
want to
also
break
to
it and popping out.
keep it airtight, right? Because if the air gets in, then they say that it increases the chances of it breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
Um,
was a that was
I
a
wanted to talk
if
about what I
you
ate
didn't
last
know.
night, but before we
Okay.
do that, I guess we should talk about we were mentioning talking about the racist lady and how much money she's already raised.
Oh boy.
There's a racist lady on TikTok, everybody. You could look it up. And supposedly she had like a 1.5 year old and this guy with his child who happened to be black and he was like 5 and I guess he had autism, but he was going through her diaper bag and this lady then decides to call this 5 year old the N-word multiple times and on camera and then flicks off the camera and walks off. And so this guy, both now, this woman is on GoFundMe raising money so she can move because she gets too much harassment for being racist.
Hold
So
up. How much did she ask for to move? Go ahead and put that
I
out there.
forget. I don't know. All
Dude,
I know is he said,
she asked for 1 million, bro.
did she ask for 1 million?
She asked for a mil. She's like, I was racist against a kid. I hurled racial slurs at a child, and now people are mad at me. I need $1 million to move from Minnesota. Shut your ass up.
Yeah, right. In Minnesota, it ain't that expensive.
$1 million. And you know what? She's up to 700,000 right now.
She's up to $700,000. She got the best breeds of dog sleds to move her stuff in Minnesota to their new home. And meanwhile, the NAACP is raising money for the other side, and they made half that. So the amount of rich racists, it's not just poor white trash now, the rich racists in this country, the underbelly, that's
Yeah.
gross, man. Just woman, just you drop an N-word on a kid and has raised $700,000. It's unbelievable.
Oh, it's unbelievable. But hold up though. Hold up
It's
though.
not unbelievable.
There's
That's the
no,
sad.
it's not unbelievable. But there's a young lady, this black girl. I can pull her name up, but she basically got into the code of the GoFundMe program or whatever it is, some Christian website.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And
It's a Christian one. That I'm sorry, GoFundMe. It's not you. It's some
it's
Christian
some Christian,
who
yeah, some
happen to be
Christian
like
fund
they're
fund
racist. That's why people
GoFund.
hate church. That's why you're dying.
But hold up though, hold up though. But this young lady, basically, there are for the website and for the companies and the people who are involved with the transactions, there are laws that stipulate that raising the money cannot be for discriminatory reasons, right? Like once it's been established that she is raising money because she discriminated against someone, right?
That's not gonna
Um,
be why. They'll just say she's being harassed and that she has
No,
to.
no, no. She owned it. She said I did. She said I caught him what he is. She owned it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So once that's been established, then those funds will be locked up. She will not see a penny,
I
bro.
don't know, Reg. This sounds like a hopeful thing you're thinking would happen, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Hey, dude, I think based on what I've seen with the whole thing, as far as like where it's at now and the process of the information being shared with the right people, because it's banks. Right? It's banks, and if it comes out that they facilitated this money to be sent to a person that profited off of discrimination and racism and whatever else, then they could receive backlash. Right? You got to think big picture. Do we allow this money to go through for one lady who's stupid, and then potentially have people pull their money out of our bank because they don't want us. They don't want our money supporting.
And that's true. That's what you hope. But I've seen racists get away with stuff many a times in
No,
America.
that's true. That's true. But she don't deserve no damn $700 for
Oh
calling.
no, dude! It's unbelievable, man.
But hold up though.
Unbelievable.
And then
Yeah.
she was trying to say he was rummaging through my 18-month-old baby's bag,
Who gives?
diaper bag.
Like, who cares? Why are people always tripping so much, man?
18 months. What's that? A
A year and a
one and a
half.
half years old, a year and a half, 1.5 years old, and she's like rummaging through his diaper bag. What's in the diaper bag besides diapers? Baby powder,
Why
right?
everyone? It's like people don't want to interact with other people, and they just act like
Dude,
idiots.
she just wanted to do something. But hold up though, there was another woman who was on Pierce Morgan, and she was this white woman was
Yeah,
on
I
there,
saw that one too.
yeah,
But here's
defending
another thing.
her.
Why are we giving any of these racists any fucking airtime? Just who?
Yeah.
Because we
Well,
need the ratings that bad. Fucking
hey
don't even
dude,
put this out in the lexicon.
I agree, but you know
Gross.
what? I give Pierce Morgan props because he called her out. He's like, so you use the N-word? And she goes, yeah, on a regular basis.
Yeah, he's like, say it right now. And then that black guy got upset. He's like,
But
don't
hold
ever
up.
say it in front of me.
Yeah, yeah. Before that though, he was like, so you're saying that you use the N-word? And she's like, yeah, on a regular basis. And he goes, you know, you're a despicable human being.
Yeah.
I was like, good for you, Pierce. And then he made the mistake of like, well, say it now. And then the black dude was like,
Yeah.
no, don't ever say that shit in front of me.
Black fellas.
Yeah, he was like, "What?" But then, you know what's funny about that situation was the black guy was telling Pierce Morgan to not encourage her to
Right.
say a racial slur in front of
About him.
me that I
Yeah.
find offensive. But then he proceeded to call the other dude on the panel Uncle Tom. I was like, hold up. I was like, come on, man. I was with you, right? Because I was like, yeah, don't have her say something that's offensive to you, but then you in turn offended another dude, calling him an Uncle Tom in front of the whole thing. It was funny. But yeah, and she was, you know, it's pretty white, blonde, you know, bleach blonde chick, whatever, young, and was like, yeah, I use the word all the time. He's like, have you ever used it toward people? She goes, when it's appropriate. When it's appropriate. When's an appropriate time to call somebody the N-word? Hmm.
I was like, because she's saying, "Oh, the kid was acting like it." What is that, dude? It's just so
Okay.
gross, man.
So the definition of the word of the N-word is ignorance, right? So, or ignorant. I believe in that situation, based on how she was acting about a kid going through a diaper bag, right? Who's obviously, you know, possibly autistic or having some mental, you know, cognitive issues. I believe in that scenario, there was only one man, fuck it. There was only one nigga, and that was her. All right. It was. She was in that situation. She wanted to talk about who was a nigga and who wasn't. She was a nigga based on the definition of the word ignorance. That's who the nigga was in that situation. It was her.
There's too many
And
ignorant, dumb people in this country, and we're giving them
yeah,
more power
Shiloh.
than
Her
they.
name was Shiloh. We should have known she was dumb with the name
Um,
Shiloh.
I wanted to wear my friend Stefani surprised me with a cool gift for my birthday. Um, it was a jersey
Okay.
from a cricket team from his visit in India. And
Okay.
he got it at Adidas. But I mean, I was like, I can't wear this the week they go to war.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
But it's pretty cool. And then I found this old video, a sketch I did, and Kasim, or not Kasim, Kabir's in it.
Oh, really?
And he's wearing the same jersey. Like not the exact same, but he's wearing
Okay.
one from like 10 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's hilarious, man.
Yo, man. Have we talked about Kabir? Shout
Yeah,
out
we
to
talked
Kabir.
about him on
We
here.
talked about, dude. Was there any was there any release of like you know, the cause of death?
No, I think there was like people mentioned stuff like a heart thing, I think was the
Oh,
result, the cardiac thing. But then
okay,
but you know, I've also heard things from people about his lifestyle that might help lead to that. I don't know what it
okay,
was. I don't know if it was a
okay,
disease. I don't know what it was, but I know
okay.
he didn't look the same, you know, as those at the end there.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times before, you know, when you look at people when you see their final days, a lot of times there are indicators, right? They're either, they look swollen or they've lost an enormous amount of weight, right? Or they just don't look healthy. You know what I mean? It's
I
kind of one of
probably
those
hate
things.
wakes because it's like you got to see them when they're like one of their unhealthiest a lot of times,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Um, but anyway, well, I won't show the. I mean, I got the jersey. It's dope. He got me the championship version too, and it was like 6,000 rupees or whatever, which is like $30 or something. But
Okay. I know that's crazy, right? Those the conversion rates.
it's
8,000 rupees.
yeah.
What? 8,000 rupees. They're like, yeah, translate to American money, that would be $6.75. You go, oh shit. Man, here's
Well, no,
$10,
here, I can
man.
just here. I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna wear it and show it to you.
Okay. Okay.
And then, but meanwhile, while I do that, you could check out. I made this Indian food last night, and look how good this shit looks. Look at my tikka masala while I go get my jersey.
Okay. Uh, that's funny. Sal's food, it's always it's not bad, right? It's not bad. I just want better presentation. That's all I want. I'm like, yo, let's put the nine at the angle and let's move the thing over and like let's create a
Oh,
whole
that looks
atmosphere.
good. I mean, you're
It's
right. It's a little sloppy, but dude,
a
just
little
can't think of it as presentation wise. Think of it as I'm about to scarf this motherfucker down wise. Okay.
okay.
And like, fucking looking at it from that angle, look at all this stuff. Okay, so you can't really tell. So there is rice under all of it too. So you got a little rice, not too much. You just put a little brown rice.
Okay.
And but check it out, dog. You got the chicken, you got the potato that soaks up that curry, you got the celery, I got carrots, I got red pepper. I believe that was all the veg. Oh, onions, of course. And man, I have leftovers. I'm gonna run it back tonight, bro.
Nice. Okay, good for you.
But
You
the
know,
naan, oh, it's just that frozen naan from Trader Joe's. But
oh,
then
that stuff is
I'll
good.
get the sauce, but then I make my own, all the other stuff.
That's hey, look, that naan from Trader Joe's, that joint is legit, especially if you do it right. Oh, look
All
at
right,
you.
we don't support war or anything here, so I ain't trying to say what's going on over there in
Okay.
Pakistan, Kashmir, India. But yeah, dude, look at these sleeves. This is the championship sleeves. And yeah, this is a
Wow.
cricket team. And
Dream 11.
I don't know.
Okay.
He's like, but they're all about it over there.
Oh, dude, the cricket. I mean, and cricket is a game that goes on for days at a time. Like it could be like 3 days or something.
What?
Yeah. Cricket
No.
games can, dude, look it up. Look it up.
How long can a
Look,
cricket
hey, let me see.
game
What's look up the longest cricket game in history.
playing time? What? Cricket matches are played over 3 to 5 days.
Yep. Yep.
Games of the sport of cricket are played over a number of hours or days, making one of the sports with the longest playing time.
Look, man, I love basketball, but there's no way that I want to play a basketball game for 3 days.
Yeah,
The same game.
Yeah. Test
Uh,
and first class cricket matches are played over 3 to 5 days with at least 6 hours of cricket being played each day. Limited overs formats of cricket take place in one day. List days, 6 hours or more. I had no idea. The game is only played in dry weather.
yeah.
Balls can be bowled at over 80 miles per hour. They have to
Wow.
put
Okay.
enough light in first class cricket so they can see the ball. But it's halted when it rains, but not when it drizzles or if there's bad light. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. In the West Indies, in India, games in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, games are played in the winter. In these countries, the hurricane and typhoon season coincides with their summers. This has another effect. Games start earlier. Wow, I had no idea. That is so bizarre.
Yeah, man. Yeah, cricket is I don't fully understand the game because I watch how they throw the ball, they do a thing, there's a stick and then there's poles and they gotta run. It's like it's a whole thing. I don't fully understand. I don't know the scoring system or the point system. I don't know how it works, but I know that it's played over multiple days. Like you, if you got a job, you probably got to call in sick, right? And maybe they let you go. They're like, hey, look, man, I got a cricket game. Okay, so we'll see you next week. Like, yeah, all right, don't worry, we'll still pay you. Good luck, go get him, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
This says Dream 11 is a popular fantasy sports platform in India. So do they represent this team or what is this?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, you
Oh
might want to do
yeah,
some research. You
Dream
probably should have done
11.
some research before you put it on because
Oh no,
might be wearing
Dream
something
11
offensive.
sponsors the India team for 3 years. Okay, so this
Okay.
is India's national cricket team. That's what it is.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, that's legit.
Yeah, that's
Yo, India ain't no joke, by the way. I mean,
yeah,
we're
they
not
got
talking about that as far
beat.
as like we're not talking about what's happening over there, but India basically is like, look, you do some they believe in an eye for an eye. You know, and you know what they say? Uh an eye for an eye leaves everybody blind.
Yeah, dog.
So,
Uh,
yeah.
my man Stefani, he went there and he really liked it though. He had an experience where he was like an all girls school and he was teaching them stuff because he does HR and he was teaching them business practices and whatnot. And then they were showing them stuff what they do at the class. And yeah, it was kind of neat.
Okay.
Because you have certain ideas of what you think a country is, and then when you spend like a week in there and you see all different, sides of it.
Well, I'll be honest, man. I've heard, I've known people who've gone there and spent time and I've gotten different, I guess you could say different reports,
Yeah, a lot of
right?
people talk about the poverty, and he did mention like walking, I think, to the school. They had to go through some neighborhoods, and he showed me, and like rough. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's a billion people, man. So it's poverty is pretty high. Although they're trying to change that. The middle class is growing over there for sure, but there's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of just different smells, right? It's not very clean in a lot of places. So but it's a developing country,
the
right?
cows would just walk around. He sent me a
The
picture of him with a cow, just
Dude,
told the
I've
sheep.
heard that the cows walk around like stray cats, bro.
Yeah,
They're
no,
like emaciated, like
yeah,
malnourished and shit.
yeah.
Like,
Well, some of them. This one was pretty fat that he sent me,
okay. But
but
I've heard that the cows are like wild, like stray cats,
well,
bro.
that
Like
was the
they're
thing,
just
though. He himself thought things could have been all just not good, and there was actually a lot that he liked. You know what I mean?
okay.
So
Okay.
that's all. I'm just,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Is India a place that you think you'd want to go one day?
I don't. He was telling me, he's like, "Oh, dude, you should have came through on this one. You could have checked it out." It's way far. It's way far. There's
Yeah.
other stuff definitely that I'd want to see beforehand.
Okay.
Italy,
Yeah.
of course,
I
and
don't
then
have
like,
yeah, I'm good. I don't need to go to India.
yeah, I
No,
mean,
no diss, but
Japan. My buddy just went to the Great Wall. He was in China. He loved. Yeah, I don't know. There's not, you go with the Taj Mahal. I mean, it'd be interesting, but I mean, buddy said they had some really good food. I mean, imagine the naan though, dude. Having naan in the
oh yeah.
country. Come
Yeah.
on, man, that shit
I
would be.
mean, what you got the Taj Mahal, then there's another spot called I think the Red Wall or something like that. And then there's one more thing. Oh, you have the Himalaya mountains, the Himalayan.
That's further north, of course. I mean, tigers are in India too. It'd be cool to see some tigers.
Yeah. I think India is the only place where there's still a pretty healthy like number of tigers that live, right? Like Bengal tigers or whatever.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know,
believe
man,
though
but
there's
tigers
still
only
more in
they
captivity than there are in the wild. But there's
yeah.
also there's Siberian tigers up in Russia, but there's only about like 500 of those. So yeah, I believe the most tigers in the wild would probably be in India. Yeah,
Okay.
in the
Yeah, that's
jungle.
sad though, what you just said, right? And I knew that there are more tigers in captivity than there are in the wild.
Yeah, man,
Right.
it is really sad. And tigers, another thing with tigers, they're not like lions where they roll in prides and stuff. Like they're by themselves and they run a whole lone area by themselves.
Yeah, dude. I I want to say that I heard that a tiger's territory could be the length of California.
Well, I don't know about all that, but that's pretty big. But it
No,
could
but
be
that's what I'm
pretty
saying is
big.
that they no, what I'm saying is that they constantly move, right? They
They
don't just
constantly move,
yeah, they
and
can roam.
that's like that's amazing how the greatest thing about these nature shows is like the video they get and like Oh, but they can't get tigers. You can never get tigers, but the only way they got them now is through trap cameras. So they
Mm,
know where they travel, they see the trees that they mess with. And there's a cool one I was just watching. It's on Frozen Planet 2.
oh,
And
ooh,
there's a Siberian tiger, but there's also a I believe it's called like an Amur leopard. Or
okay,
no,
that's
maybe,
new.
yeah. And it's a little furrier leopard that's in like the Siberia area. So they show like the leopard scratching on a tree, and then they show the trap camera like hours later, but then you see the tiger doing the same thing. And the tiger way bigger, right? Like
Yeah,
its claws are
yeah,
way up here, right?
yeah,
It was really kind of cool, but all that is just from trap cameras, and mostly they do them in slow mo because you can only cap so much. Same as snow leopards up in the Himalayas,
right.
all trap cameras, mostly.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh man, the snow leopards, man, those guys, their tails are so impressive, like super
yeah.
long
Some of
and
the
fat.
longest tail. I think they have the
Yeah,
longest tail, the body of the cats, because you need that balance on the mountains.
yeah,
Which
yeah,
is great. They'll just jump off of, just run down the fucking mountain and go get a goat. And
dude,
they like fall. You see footage of it jump and grab it, and then they fall off the mountain together. And
yo, it's crazy.
he's
It's
still
crazy.
holding on.
Well, hold up though. I just saw this one. I saw I saw an eagle.
I was just gonna say it. Yeah,
Yeah, the eagle with
the eagle
you know,
one.
the mountain goats or whatever. And he grabbed him and like took him over the cliff and then dropped him.
So there was, I forget which one, it might have been Planet Earth 3, but there's the eagles. And so when these goats or whatever on the mountain are young, the eagles could grab them and pick them up and then fly off with them. But then about when they get like 6 months older, they're a lot bigger. But the eagles don't give up. The eagles, like Reggie said, is they pull them off and they push them off the thing and then just let them go and let the fall kill them instantly. And then, oh, it is gnarly, but I never thought eagles would be hunting goats, like
Dude, e
mountain goats, whatever.
eagles, especially what's the largest eagle? There's the largest eagle like in South America.
Well,
Um,
those were golden eagles that were doing it in, I believe it was the Alps. Um, and those are like the second fastest. I don't know what like the biggest eagle, the biggest bird in the Western Hemisphere is the California condor.
yeah,
I
but I'm talking about
yeah.
yeah, no, I know that for sure, but I'm talking about the one down in like Brazil, Argentina, somewhere. Like it's huge. I'm talking about like it's like half of your body, bro.
Are you sure it's in South America?
Dude, it's South America.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Just look up the largest bird
Oh,
in the
the
world.
harpy eagle. I
The
know.
harpy eagle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Good call,
Yeah.
dude. I didn't know that was the South American one.
Yeah. The harpy eagle. That's it. Those joints, they pick up a man and fly away. Pick you up like a pterodactyl.
Yeah,
Like,
what's the
oh.
size on these things? One of the largest eagles in the world. They can be wow, their wingspan can be as wide as a person is tall.
Yep. Yep. Can you imagine that, dude? Can you
Wow.
imagine if that thing flew down and swooped over you?
They look weird too, like their faces and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
find an image real quick.
The harpy eagle. And where are they based at? They're in South America. I can't remember what country exactly.
This shit looks
In the
like,
Amazon somewhere.
you know what this looks like? It looks like one of those puppets in or Muppets in a fucking Jim Henson movie.
Yeah, he got that beak.
Like, look at
Oh, he
this.
can't.
You see
Oh,
this one?
yo, that's crazy. Look at
Like,
those talons.
yeah,
They got shackles on that thing. Look at those
that shit
talons,
was
bro.
a and it looks like a Muppet. It looks not real, dude.
Yeah, they are huge, bro. Look at that. That's a
That's
bird, man.
that's a old dinosaur, man.
It's yeah, he's definitely left over.
That's so crazy, man.
It's crazy. Um, okay, what was the other thing? We had one more thing we want to talk about. We talked about the
Oh, we
food.
covered it all, I think.
Oh,
Basketball. We talked about the
the
racists.
Pope.
We talked about the new American Pope. People were busting jokes on that. My joke was now the communion, now that we have an American Pope, all the communion will be flaming hot.
That's
Then
funny.
somebody
Uh,
said, I saw there was one, they go with the Chicago and said it'll be deep dish. maxing you with the thing about the new Pope mobile will be like a big old pickup truck, and some guys just saying the Pope mobile will have those balls. What are the little balls they put
Oh
on?
yeah, hanging out the back. But hold
Yeah.
up though, I heard this morning that the Pope has roots in Creole in Louisiana. He's got Creole roots.
Reg,
But the
you can kind
brother,
of sneak that black Pope still in there.
hey dude, no, hold up though. This is funny because the Pope's brother, I heard his name this morning, I can't recall it, but he was saying that because once this guy was chosen, everyone goes does the deep dive, right? They try to
I saw
figure out.
someone had a picture of him at a White Sox game. He's a White Sox fan.
Okay, so they do the deep dive, and what I heard on the radio this morning was, they try to go back to all the schools that he went to and the churches that he was at and all these things, and those areas have all been, they've been closed down, they've been shut down, they've been torn down. Like a lot of the infrastructure that existed when he was a child is gone, so they can't go back to those areas and ask about him. So they start looking into his lineage, and they found out that he had roots in Creole, which is not surprising. There are so many people in this country who have black roots, right? But then, you're half black at one point, and then you marry a white person, and then you're a quarter black, and then they marry a white person, and the percentage gets smaller and smaller, that eventually the black part of them is completely not phased out, it's just deep in the DNA. But there
Right.
are black roots, right? Just same thing with Thomas Jefferson. He had biracial kids. Some of them end up being black people, full grown. Some end up being white people. So they were saying that the Pope has roots in Creole, but the brother made it a point to say that they've never identified as black,
Mm.
right? Which means that it's really far down, and that they've always looked white or they've been
Right, right,
white. But
right,
and not to say that we don't identify as black, but just
right.
saying
It's just, yeah.
that, based on our genetics and where we've been, we've only identified as white. We've never identified as black. Although, if you go back far enough, like I remember hearing this one lady talk about her lineage and coming from Australia, right? She's like, and you look at her, white woman, blonde hair, blue eyed. She's like, I did not know that my grandfather, great grandfather, great, like three greats. She goes, he was a black man, a full blown black person from Africa,
Full blown
who
black.
full blown black,
And all
full
that
blown.
BC, huh?
It said, yeah, full blown black. He married a white woman. They had a biracial kid. They wherever they grew up, that biracial kid married a white person, and then it begins. Because the lighter you get, the
Right.
more you
Yeah,
pass.
you don't want to
And
be like Elizabeth Warren and claim it and then be like, oh shit, it's only 0.000.
yeah, I mean, look, my based on my DNA, no joke, I got Filipino in me, bro.
What?
Dude, I am 85% African, 14% European, and then the other 1%, I got Micronesian, I got Filipino, I got some Asian, I got all
That's
kind
what
of
I
shit.
was saying. I got mostly European because both my parents and even my mom, like her great grandparents are from there. So we don't have many American roots long, which is surprising me that how much of my Italian family is against immigrants, where I'm like, yo, well, that was just us a generation ago. Fuck
Yeah,
y'all.
well, that's called lack of education, right? Like not knowing a lack of history, knowledge of your history.
Yeah,
Right.
how? It was not that long ago.
Yeah, exactly. Um, dude, hold up. I'm gonna show you right now. Did we talk about this yet? We haven't talked about this. My 23andMe.
You got one?
Yeah, I got one. I got it right here.
Yeah, I can look at my ancestry. We'll go through our percentages.
Okay.
All right, what are you sporting over there?
Here we go. Ancestry composition.
Okay, yeah. So when I'd go to my DNA,
Okay, so here we go. Wait, hold up. I can't get my, hold up.
where's my fucking thing, dude?
So the blue parts, that's the Scandinavian parts, right? Europe is Scandinavian. The bottom part is Africa. I am based on this. So it goes Reginald Steele, that's me, 100%. Sub-Saharan African, 85%. On the dot, 85.0%. And then it's like West African,
You 85%
African. That's why when Nigerians look at me, they go, "Are you Nigerian, my
My
brother?
brother.
You look Nigerian. If you were to go to Nigeria and not say anything, no one would know you're not
Okay, so here's all
Nigerian."
right. So your biggest is 85% well, we're just a sub-Saharan Africa. It doesn't say where in Africa.
No, it does. It does. So here it is. Sub-Saharan African, 85%. West African, 73.8%. Ghanaian, Liberian, Sierra Leonean. Nigerian, Senegambian, Ghanaian, broadly West African. Congolese and Southern East African, 8.8%. Like all these other
Like
numbers.
all those countries is 8.8%.
No, no, no. Okay, here it is. Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean, 23.8%. Nigerian, 27.8%. Senegambian and Guyana, 3.3%. Broadly West African, 9.9%. Congolese and Southeast African, 8.8%. Angolan and Congolese, 8.8. African hunter-gatherer, 0.5%. And then broadly sub-Saharan African, 1.9%. Hold up. And then the
That
next
means
part.
like fucking years and years and years ago, you had a hunter and gatherer ancestor.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a trip.
Hold up. And then European, 14.1%.
So is the biggest one of all was 27% Nigerian?
No. 32.8% of Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean. Those were 32.8. And then Nigerian. See,
Yeah.
those three.
But they're
So
all
those
right
three.
next to each other, right? Because the whole area is like 80 some percent, you said.
Right.
Oh,
Right. So West African,
it's funny, a little
sub-Saharan.
East African too.
No, no East African.
I thought you said there was like 10%.
No, no East African.
Oh,
No East African. So just think about this. So Ghanaian, Liberian, Sierra Leone, and those are 32.8%, which probably says, which is roughly like 10% of each one, possibly for the 32, right? We just say that. But then Nigerian was 27.8. So that was the largest of all of them, right? Because then there's Senegambian and Guyanan 3.3, and then Congolese and Southern East Africa, or my bad, 8.8, and that was Angolan and Congolese at 8.8.
oh, Southern East. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Now, European, 14.1. 85 plus 15 is 100%. So I'm 85% on the dot African, 14, almost 15% is European. But just one, like not even,
What's that
not e-
one last 1%?
well,
Gecko?
it's not even 1%. It's 14. European is 14.1. Northwestern European 14.1. British and Irish 13.1%. Scandinavian 0.6%. Broadly Northwestern European 0.2%. Trace ancestry.
Dude, that's insane.
Now how about this? How about this one?
So wait, no Italy, up in
No.
England? That's insane.
Yeah, well, because think
30%
about it.
England?
Yeah, who was
Oh, because they were the slave owners.
they were the slave owner, like they were the
Yeah,
slavers,
that's why
right?
it went wrong.
So now here's my trace ancestry, 0.6%. Filipino and Austronesian, 0.3%. Indigenous American, 0.2%. Broadly Chinese and Southeast Asian, 0.1%.
It's insane. 0.1. I mean, what does it even mean? 0.1.
It just means that there's like somebody, there's a hint.
Someone slipped the Chinese dick in somewhere.
Yeah. And then unassigned is 0.3%. And I think that part is Neanderthal or alien. That's the alien part.
Yeah, don't say Neanderthal. Say it.
No, that's the alien part.
All right, here's mine. Ready?
Okay.
50% Southern Italy,
Okay.
Sicily.
50% North Italy.
No, no, because then my mom's side. So the 50% right off the bat, that's my old man. And then 47% Central Eastern Europe, which
Like
is Slavic, the Slavic regions,
okay.
because it's
What
Czech.
what are those countries? Czech Republic,
Czech, right
Slovakia,
now it's Czech, and then
Prague.
Slovakia and Hungary, Croatia,
Croatia.
Poland, and Ukraine.
See, when you say Croatia, I can see Croatian.
Yeah, I mean, I was always told Czechoslovakian, which they're all right next to each other.
Yeah, Czech
Okay,
Republic,
then
Slovakia.
2% Russian.
Oh, mother Russia.
Oh, but it can
Yeah.
range from 0 to 7%.
Okay, I mean I can see that. I mean a little bit of Russian in there.
1% the Netherlands.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take that. Little windmills, and is that where they do the weed? And then, and that's it.
That's it.
That's
Wow.
it,
That's
man.
impressive though. I mean, considering half of you is straight up Italian, North Italy.
Right. But then I'm kind of curious, like you said. So then when we break that down, Italy, Sicily, how far does it go? Malta, I mean, your connection's strong. Yeah. We can now connect even smaller. These connections can be very over 1,000 years ago. Jesus.
Hmm.
It is interesting, man.
Dude, I look at this thing, dude. I have so many DNA relatives where it's like it'll go to like second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh cousins. And you look at these pictures of people, the people post pictures or upload pictures rather of themselves. And when I say that I have similar DNA to like every group of people on the planet, bro, it's crazy. Because you look at these pictures and you see black people, white people, Asian people, Latin people, uh, you know, like whatever else you could think of, right? Like
Right.
I I see people that look Filipino, I see people that look Latino, I see people who are biracial, I see people who look black, and I see people who are white, and then I see people who look like not Middle Eastern. There's no Middle Eastern in there. I don't see any of the Middle Eastern look at
Look
all.
at this is crazy. Look at this. Okay. So they go, this is Sicily. We know from Sicily. Then they go, no, we know you're this region of Sicily. No, we even know you're this specific region. And that's exactly where my dad grew up.
Wow. Northern Sicily.
Isn't
Wow.
that insane, dog? It's and
Yeah.
like he was never on this or anything. They just know from my DNA. Like, you probably have family who lived in this area for years, and maybe some of your relatives still do, which I think I do still have relatives there.
Oh, so you accessed that online. That was your 23andMe on the computer. I
Yeah,
have
that's
mine on the phone.
Ancestry. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
on
Ancestry.
Ancestry, but yeah.
Oh, maybe I should do Ancestry.com.
So do you wait, let me ask you this though, because Ancestry what's his name is gone, right? The 23andMe is done. But did you get when you're like the stuff that you can, susceptible of catching or whatever or disease?
Yep, I did.
What did you get?
Um, I knew this going into it.
Little dick syndrome?
Say what?
Little dick syndrome, right?
You wish. What's funny is since you brought it up, I'm gonna share it. I read this thing recently about people who have larger ones versus people who have smaller ones, and they say the people who have larger ones usually don't talk about it.
I thought of this joke about it. And
No,
I
it's true. That's
go,
what they said.
yeah, of
They
course.
said people who have because I never talk about it,
And
right? I
sometimes
never
people
talk
need
about
to
it.
break the mold. And I had to think about this joke, and I was
Okay.
like, and we'll see. We're working on it right now. But like, I'm like, who says, "Oh, big dick is great. Big dick is great." I'm like, who says that's great? Men with little dicks. I'm like, you don't know the struggle. I'm like, and then I'm like, and then I was like, go slightly in, slightly out. You're like doing the hokey pokey. I'm like, does that look like fun fucking? No, that looks like cautious fucking. That ain't fun.
Well, I mean,
But then I go, people are like, well, Sal, you just need to be with like bigger, taller girl. I'm like, you know what bigger, taller girls have? Bigger, taller privates. I'm like, now I know I'm wrong for this because I can't be from the group of bigger privates and then hate on people of bigger privates, but I don't care. I am. Call me an Uncle Peter.
that's funny. He's silly. Hey, dude, I gotta admit, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about some guys who are well endowed, right? Love small women.
Well, I
Like,
just think people like different types of people. And yes, maybe I do like more of a petite woman.
I
I
mean,
don't
I'm
need to
just
be
saying,
like small, but I don't like tall girls. That's true. I
that's
get
crazy.
like 5'10"
I
and
mean,
over. I'm like, nah, thanks. 5'9" is even pushing it.
what? Oh, dude. See, this is where we differ because,
Yeah, I like between, and even like, I don't
yeah.
even mind if you're real. I mean, super short's kind of tough. I remember one girl was 5 feet on the dot, maybe even a little under. And it felt like a draft drinking water when I'd kiss her. I didn't really like that part.
Oh, that's funny. Uh, my very first girlfriend um, in middle school, in eighth grade, she went to another school and she was really short. She was really short. And I didn't, I just liked her and she liked me. And it was never anything serious. Like, she went to a different school. We were boyfriend and girlfriend, but we just talked on the phone. That was the extent of the relationship, right? We took a picture. She was a cheerleader at this school at St. Paul, and I was at Our Lady of Fatima. And my school played against her boys basketball team. And after the game, we were standing there talking and seeing each other, whatever. And my mom took a picture, and it was a Polaroid. So it was, right, dude. We left, and I looked at that picture later. The discrepancy between our height was so extreme that I was like, yeah, this don't work for me. Like I was like, because she was, and at that time, I was doing this thing. I was shooting up. I was leaner. I was doing this thing, and she
I know,
was
I
just,
get it. If it's too short, too.
it was too, yeah. For me at that time, it was too extreme, and I was like, I just didn't feel like we looked good together, and so we end up. I think I shared the story, but we end up breaking up on the telephone while on three-way with one of my classmates, a guy named Neil. Um, and in that conversation, when she and I broke up, I basically set them up in the same conversation. We broke up, and then I set them up, and then they end up going out for a while. Um, and she and I went to high school together. She's a friend. She's still a friend to this day. She's great. She's phenomenal.
Still pretty short.
She grew a little bit more because this was eighth grade,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, she grew a little bit more, but at that time she was really short, and it was too much for me. I was like, yeah, I didn't feel good about it.
Hey, wait,
Um,
did you tell me what your diseases were?
I did not. So not diseases, but based on my DNA, it shows that, and I knew this, that I have a higher percentage. I'm at higher risk of suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's, which
Ugh.
I knew because my grandfather had it, and one of my aunts had it, one of my great aunts had it, and my mom ended up dying from complications of it. I think the only thing that
Hey,
I
my
had working in my
dad kind of
favor,
had it too, man. We might have to
who?
make some pat my dad. So we might
Yeah.
have to make a pact, dude, that we'll take each other out for whoever gets it first.
Hey, dude, I plan on not getting it, right? Like, you know how they say that you
You're not
can
eating walnuts? Is it walnuts and blueberries?
do blueberries and walnuts for sure
Oh,
because they're high in omega 3s.
real quick, by the
And
way, I
what's up?
fucked up this yesterday, bro. I bought non-organic blueberries and they suck. Like there's a snap to them. They're not like as ripe. I think because they put the
Yeah,
preservatives on it, it never hits its full potential of ripeness.
right.
And they suck. And it was like, it's so goddamn expensive though. Like I didn't want the big log. It was like eight,
Yeah,
$9. I'm like, I don't want all that. Just give me the little thing. And they didn't have it. So I'm like,
yeah.
all right, I'll get the regular ones and
Yeah, the
God.
conventional.
Oh,
And the thing is, the blueberries, I think, are considered one of the
yeah, you
dirty
can't eat the
dozens.
fruits like strawberries and blueberries because you're eating the skin, but they put
Ex
the poison right on.
exactly, exactly. So,
I fucked up. But okay,
yeah.
walnuts and
Okay.
blueberries. All right.
So they say to help stave it off, a part of you got to keep your mind mentally going, like
So
play
probably not
games.
smoking weed and burning my brain cells. That probably helps.
Yeah,
Shit,
I
you're gonna have to
can't,
shoot
I
me
can't speak to
first. All
that.
right, okay. Well, good thing you get a shotgun.
That's funny. I can't speak to that, but I do know that they say playing, doing puzzles, reading, continuing to learn, like keeping the brain synapses connecting, interacting with people, conversations. Like you gotta keep the brain moving. It's like with your body. You gotta keep your body moving because if you don't, then it starts to, shut
Right.
down. So that's the one thing that I'm more susceptible to. All the other stuff, I wasn't at high risk of diabetes or stroke or heart disease and I do carry the sickle cell gene. Um, so one of my parents had sickle cell, but I didn't have.
Well, you
So
motherfuckers got sickle cell or something. Y'all better back the fuck up if you have a heart attack or some shit.
Tupac hit him up. Yeah.
Okay, so
So
let's wrap it up, Reg. Let me grab the cat for our weekly cat wrap.
okay, let's do it.
Oh, there's my stuff. Let me
Yeah,
move.
get your clothes out of the way, man. It's like it was looking all good. Yo, I
My
was gonna
way
say, man, I don't know how I feel about Kobe Bryant and
Browns. It's good
and
art.
Nipsey Hussle behind you. I mean, you got two dead people behind you.
Oh, now I got two live ones. All right, wrap us up, Reg.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, folks,
Look at him, he's tired.
that's our episode. Oh, look. Oh, it's such a pretty cat. I love that cat, dude. It's so docile.
That's all you were doing
Um,
right.
all right, folks, that's it. That's today's episode of Spitballin'. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. That's the best thing you can do for us. If you are enjoying it, then please leave a comment. If you have any suggestions or things you want us to hear us talk about, please, by all means, let us know. We're down for it. We keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it because we love doing it and it's fun. So, with that being said, that's Sal Kalani and what's the cat's name
Metro.
again? Metro. I'm Reggie Steele, and this is Spitballin'. Peace.